Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the SU-14-2, the Tier 8 Soviet SPG, and it's located on the south spawn of Steppes. And the commander of this vehicle is Matahar25. Now, Matahar submitted this replay to Quickie Baby, but as you know, Quickie Baby doesn't do Arty replays except as April Fool's jokes. So we're very pleased to actually do this replay for him because it was quite exciting. So hold on to your horses or hold on to your hats because Matahar's going to show us what the school bus, as this Arty is known, can do. Now, there's one of these actually located in the Russian Tank Museum in Kubinka, and it's absolutely monstrous. This version has the B4 203mm howitzer as its main armament. It can carry the BR2, the 152mm, which has a much faster fire rate. But Matahar's opted to have the big gun, and it's only got 16 rounds of HE ammunition. And he fired a quick snapshot there at a Wizzy 131, but I don't think he actually had much joy with that. Now, he's going to have to be careful about what he aims at because you can't afford to waste shells with the 203mm. But when you do hit a target directly, you do an awful lot of damage to them. It's got an alpha damage of 1050 hit points. So if you get a direct hit, the enemy knows it. Now he's loaded, waiting for a target, and he's got one, and it's a VK3001P. This is an encounter battle, and that guy is in the cap, so he's going to make it easier for Matahar to fire a round in. 203mm of pain coming your way, direct hit, or was it? No, it was actually a splash, but it doesn't matter because he's picked up all the stun assist off that one. He got a hit for 375 hit points. Stun assist of 114 and damage assistance of 107 because he tracked it. Okay, Hellcat making his way towards the cap. It's a dangerous American tank destroyer. He's fired where he thinks it might be. I don't think it was there. I think he probably pulled back behind that ridge there. That may have been a wasted shot, but we'll see. He's got a 34.8 second reload. It's a long time to wait between shots, but it is a very big round. Right, he's indicating the Tiger 2 is his next target. That Tiger 2 is really in the wrong place. He's not a bruiser tank. He's more of a sniper, the Tiger 2. And he's just sitting there now waiting for a 203mm round. And it's a direct hit. We didn't see the explosion, but we don't need to. We know that he hit the target. Oh, and you can see he did about 500 hit points of damage, or just shy of 500. And he's picked up some stun assist since. 164 of stun assist. Now, can he get another round in there? I don't think the Tiger 2 is going to give him a chance the second time. He's gone unspotted. But there's a Jagdpanther, and he's going up onto the heights to try and snipe at the enemy. And that's probably the wrong decision to make when there's a very big high caliber Arty in the game. Dialed in, round out. Bye-bye, Jagdpanther. Oh! Now, RNG decided that the shell was going to fall behind the Jagdpanther, and it did. Ouch. So that's another round that's gone. He's only got 11 left. Waiting for the reload to go through. Now the good thing is that Matahar's got an M44 as his artillery teammate on this battle. And the M44's got a very fast fire rate. So he'll be able to fill in whilst Matahar's waiting for his rounds to load. He's got one in the tube, ready to go. P43 Biz is on the move. The Tiger 2 is probably a better target, but we can't see him at the moment. That was the Wizzy 131 that he fired at right away at the start of the battle. And the Jagdpanther's gone into the cap. And he's capping on that corner there. That's a very silly move to make, especially considering the fact that we know that he was there. Yes, he actually took out the Jagdpanther. I think he set fire to him, actually. He splashed him and set fire to him, and he burned up. Because he fired the round in, and the Jagdpanther didn't appear until after, or appeared behind the tree, until after the shot had gone in. Okay, VK300102M, sorry, that's the Tier 6 Panther precursor. Almost ready to fire. Work out where he's going to be. Oh, he fires in a bit late, but he gets a direct hit anyway. 423 hit points. Wipes the 3002 out of the battle. Hellcat, very lightly armoured. He could take this out with one shot. Waiting for the reload to go through. If he'd stayed where he was, it was a certain kill. I know people say, oh, well, you can't say for sure it's a certain kill. But if he stayed stationary like that, with that armour, the shell would go straight through and he'd get a 100%. Now, going for the Tiger 2, round out. Oh, hit the rock. But he did stun the Tiger 2, and he picked up 89 hit points of stun assist. So I think he splashed it as well. Right, the enemy SU-14-2 and the GW Panther have both been spotted. Now, whether or not they move, I don't know, but the 14-2 is the more dangerous opponent. Unfortunately, it's also on the move. Oh, no, he's stopped to shoot. Or is he? No, he's stopped to attack that 1375. Ready? Work out where he's going to be. Round out. Should get it. Yes. And he does. 410 hit points. Lightly armoured SPG. Goes straight through the side. And he's out the game as well. So that's his third kill. Now there's still 6 enemies in the game at the moment. And most of them are on the east side of the map. Oh, we just lost our Jagdpanther. And there's the Tiger 2. He's got 7 rounds of ammo left for 6 enemies. But a splash should be enough to take out that Tiger 2. The tree went down just to the right. That's probably the Hellcat. Fires around in at the Tiger 2. And kills him with splash. And that's his fighter badge. Okay, he's going to relocate now. There's only 4 members left on his team. 2 tank destroyers who are up close to the cap. And of course the M44. But the Jagdpanther 2 is last seen in grid square D3. And the problem is that he might actually be making his way south to find the Arty. So it's a good idea for him to actually relocate to a position where he's a little safer. And he's decided to go into this culvert and shoot at the cap from here. Okay, there's the Hellcat. Okay. The Hellcat's sitting in the corner, in the protection in the lee of that ridgeline. And he kills him with splash. 23 hit points on the cap. Cap points have been reduced. But he wiped out that Hellcat with splash. It splashed it right next door to him. That was the end of him. There's still, well, there was 2 in the cap. There's now 1 in the cap. So one of the enemies moved out of the cap. He's got 5 rounds of ammo left, 4 enemies to kill. He's got 5 up already. If he gets 1 more, he gets the top gun. Aiming for the Jagdpanther. Oh, it's the Jagdpanther 2! Drove by. So oblivious to the fact that he was sitting here. He shotgunned him right in the side with a 203mm round. No chance that that Jagdpanther 2 was going to survive, but he's going to keep moving because that GW Panther is still alive on the enemy team. So he's changed direction. Oh, and we just took a hit there. He did see that there was an enemy tank hiding behind that rock. Not sure which one it was. Probably the VK3001H, I think. It's firing the round behind that rock. And he kills the 3601H. That's the tier 6 German heavy. I think that's it. That 3 kills in a row. I think that's a Reaper, isn't it? He certainly killed the Hellcat. Then he killed the Jagdpanther 2 with 1 shot. And now he's killed the 3601 with 1 shot. Now, somebody is still capping. And I think that's the 3001P. Because I don't think the GW would come down to the cap. Not at this stage of the battle. He's firing around in blind. Ah, he splashed the whoever's there. He splashed them. He's got 2 rounds left. He's going for it. We've got 1 tank destroyer left on our team, but he's hiding in grid square K0. He doesn't really want to take part in the battle anymore. We've got 2 enemies, the GW Panther and the VK3001P. But that VK3001P is virtually, well, 3/4 of his health. But the GW's still got 1/4 of his health. This is going to be difficult. If he goes into the cap and tries to shotgun the VK3001P and fails to do it with 1 shot, then he is almost certainly going to get wiped out. And then it's going to be down to his teammate, who's in the UDES 03, to finish off the others. Let's hope the UDES can take out this VK. Okay. Dialing in on the 3001. He's too close now. He's driven so close that the angle, he can't get the shell to loop down at the other side. That's what happens when you get close if you're firing a very heavy duty shell from one of these Artys. The closer you get, the more difficult it is to fire over ridge lines. Now, can he get a hit now? No, he still can't get a hit. So he's having to get closer and closer and closer to the enemy. And that was a shot from the GW Panther, hit the UDES. Splashed the UDES. So he's going to have to go in and shotgun the VK3001P directly. He's lined him up. He's auto-aimed at him. He's driving directly at him. He takes a hit. And he shotguns the VK, but it's not enough. And he goes in and rams him. The UDES is the other side and takes him out the game. But the UDES has just been killed. The UDES has just been taken out by the GW Panther. Oh my God. So he took a hit there. In fact, actually, he's taken 2 hits. One from the VK3001P when he hit him, when he fired at him. And then 1 hit when he was rammed as well. The GW just fired at him, but missed. He got it wrong. So we know where the GW was last seen. It was over here. Now, the question is, who's going to spot who first and manage to get the kill? Well, the school bus is absolutely huge. So it's going to be very difficult for the GW not to be able to see him. And there he is. He's auto-aimed at him manually. And he fires and he kills him! And that's his last round. He took it and he got a Radley Waters. And I think that means he's got a Fadin's as well. Win 8 of 2-3-2-3. Quickie baby, why didn't you film this video? This was a truly excellent video for an Arty to show. Oh, wow. Oh, fantastic. Well done, Matahar 25. Now, let's have a look at the end of battle results. And it's an ace tanker for Matahar 25 in the SU-14-2. He also picked up a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, crew incapacitations or module damage. He got 19 in that battle. He also picked up a Gore's medal for getting 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle in damage. He picked up a Radley Waters medal for getting at least 8 kills. He did get 8. He got a Fadin's medal because he killed the last enemy with the last round of ammo in his magazine. He only carried 16, but he managed to kill, he managed to kill 8 of the enemy in the last one, the GW, with that last round. And he picks up a Stark's medal. Now, that's unusual because he actually managed to kill at least 2 enemy tanks, lost 2/3 of his hit points, suffered 2 shots from the enemy. In actual fact, he only suffered 1 shot from the enemy, the VK, but he also suffered the ramming damage. And he survived to win the battle. So he got a Stark's medal on top of that. He took out both of the enemy Arty, the SU-14-2 and the GW Panther. So he gets the counter battery fire badge. And he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage. And lastly, he got the top gun for getting at least 6 kills. What an array of medals. Let's look at that. This is a replay that's definitely worthy of any of the really good replay or content providers, because you just want to see a battle like this where somebody pulls their pants up and goes and does the business and wins for their team. And he carried his team. He got more than half the enemy in kills. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, 3,650 hit points of damage. The nearest the enemy could score was the GW Panther, who got 2,343 hit points. But Matterhorn managed to get 8 kills, 3 more than the VK3001B on the enemy team, the one he tried to shotgun and failed, but then went in and rammed him anyway to try and distract him whilst the Udos shot him from the other side. He also managed to get 1,305 XP, base XP, whilst the nearest one on the enemy team was 538. That's less than half. And also less than half on the next nearest player on his own team, which was the Jagdpanther. He fired all 16 rounds of ammunition. He got 6 direct hits, 6 penetration, 9 splash. He did damage of 3,650 hit points, of which 3,064 were at more than 300 meters. The closer one was obviously the VK and the GW. And of course that Jagdpanther, who just walked straight past, oblivious to the fact that a 203mm round was barrel was facing him directly. He received 2 hits during the battle, and both were penetrations. He also received 1 hit as a result of splash damage. That was from the GW at the end. He damaged 10 of the enemy, 2/3 of the enemy team. He killed 8 of the enemy. He did damage assistance of 398 hit points and stun assistance of 467 hit points off 7 stuns. He also managed to get 48 defense points for firing shots into the cap whilst the enemy was capping. On a premium account, he earned 53,181 credits. But after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he actually suffered a loss of 4,967 credits. And the reason for this is primarily because he actually used consumables of 20,000. And of course the shells, the 203mm shells, are rather expensive, and that's the reason why he's got 30,560 credits for ammunition resupply. So he received 1,958 experience points, times 2 for the first victory of the day, means he takes away 3,916. But what a battle! I mean, loads of blind shots, as he says. Last shell, last enemy killed, the Fadins. It really was a very, very good battle, and it shows that the school bus, even though it's an absolutely huge vehicle and very difficult to hide, can still be an effective Arty to win a game. And just as we've seen with other battles by Ollihans 11186, Matterhorn 25 proved that the SU-14-2 is a really good Arty. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.